What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Mike and the Minifans. I'm your host, Fax, and today we got Mr. the Man, the Myth, the Legend, Similords. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother? Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah! Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And of
Love to do the
course,
show whenever I can.
yeah, I mean, we love having you on whenever you come on. I'm glad you reached out, dude. I love having you on. Makes it so much more fun. And of course, we have Quinn,
What's
Tommy
up?
Quinlan. What's up?
How are you? Happy Friday.
Happy
Cinema,
Friday.
What's going on, Quinlan? It's good to talk to you.
Good to actually meet you. I think is this the first time we've actually done something?
Yeah, I believe so.
There you go. What's that little green thing in your top screen? Like,
Yeah, my camera is very generic. Like it's the bottom base of a Sony camera. It cost me like $200. I desperately need to get a new one. It's on my to-do list. I haven't gotten around to it.
good for you
I
for
like
investing.
Yeah, I've spent hours trying to get rid of the icons, and this is as minimal as I can get the display.
Gotcha.
I think it works out. But hey, we had quite the week. It seemed all over the place towards the end, just because shit kept happening. Especially with most recently today, we found out that apparently there's a new enemy afoot because of a certain interview. Mr. Head of Sales was talking about how he has to battle KMS over getting ads and things like that. That's fucking weird, little ridiculous too, because obviously there was conflict before, but I feel like things calmed down quite a bit. So the fact that he's actively making sure, well, the way that he was describing it, actively making sure that KMS isn't getting all these ads and things like that is fucking weird. I don't know, Quinlan, you want to get in on that?
Cinema, you want to go first? Or
I would just say that I think in just generally, it's pretty fucking crazy. I mean, especially when you're 2 for 2 on solid murders, you would think that the sales would be so easy that like anybody could do it. Shout out Monte, just like any Joe off the street can make these sales, and somehow, some way, they're making it seem like it's difficult still. Somehow, it defies my brain.
so it's weird to me in like three different levels. And I think two different levels. I think you as a fan should be like insulted. Come on, Winker. There you go. Sorry, I'm watching the Met game in the background too. Three. I think there's three levels where I think two of them the fans should definitely be insulted. Is that like, you're putting the KMS world and like the Business Insider world and all of these different types of entities that tried to take down Barstool. Like when you listen back to the McDermott comments, it makes it sound like KMS is part of this world that wanted to see Barstool fail, and it all goes back to. And listen, I'm not, when at 2020, I wasn't, the KMS fan that I am today, but, to hold this grudge for years now and to act like what Kirk's doing is part of, all of these companies that wanted to hurt Barstool. I think it's like, it's trying to say that it's a reflection on the world and the fans and everything. It's just, I mean, you couldn't, and then to speak out the other side of your mouth, because I listened to the full context of the clip, and then he says a couple of minutes later, oh, it's great that we have all this loyalty. We have no more loyalty than this brand. I mean, no other brand at Barstool has this.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then, Kirk almost a year ago went on Eddie's Barstool show in Chicago and talked about how stupid it was, what happened in the past with, giving out the Zoom link and everything. We have the clip. We can play it if we want. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
No, yeah, I got it. We can
pull it up. It was a full mea culpa of like, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I was going to get fired. I promised I wouldn't do it again. It was over. And then he I think he even said it on the Unnamed show recently too. So it's like to hold this grudge over somebody that actually is doing good for the company is crazy to me. And I think the fans should be insulted because it's like saying the fans are a problem.
Yeah, no, that's fucking ridiculous. I mean, we'll play the clip too so people can get the context of like the full apology. Like he admits the wrongdoing and everything. It's right here.
10 months ago too. Like,
Yeah.
and this is the other infuriating part. Like this just goes to show salespeople just don't listen to their talent. Because I know this, I've seen it play out before myself. Like salespeople just don't listen to talent. They just worry about selling. They don't listen to the brand or the product or anything. So this goes to show somebody that's not paying attention to, somebody that's actually doing a full mea culpa and talking about how much they love the company. It's from 10 months ago. So there you go.
Yeah, and here's a clip for everyone who was curious about what it was.
We were battling with Barstool over the K Marco thing, and Barstool had the.
I know this is going to be.
Dave will mention this to me sometime in the next 24 hours because he never doesn't mention it to me. They were having the whatchamacallit, the sales with all the new clients and all the new, the pitches. There's a name for it. I'm forgetting the name of it. Upfronts. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Upfronts. And somebody found out the password to get in or whatever it was, and I gave it on the show. And I didn't give him any commands, but I did enough. And Dave, I remember exactly where I was going at lunch, and Dave called me. He's like, I have to fire you. He's like, you can't do this. And I was like, yeah. I was like, this was really stupid. He's like, I have to fire you. He was like, I don't want to fire you. It was funny because I was texting Erica. Erica texted me. She's like, hey, I'm so sorry it ended this way. Like, I've got your back in the future, whatever you do after this. And I'm like, and then Dave's calling me while I'm looking at this text. And after like 90 seconds, going back and forth, not even like combative. Like I was like, I get it. I was like, just so you know, I was like, I got it. I'll never do it again. He's like, all right. And I was back. But I mean, that was pretty dumb. That was pretty dumb.
And so you said that the Aaron thing is dumb.
Like the guy's not very vulnerable in life to begin with when you're watching the show, but at least the one time he does a mea culpa and be vulnerable and to still hold it against. It's just like, what other brand has, the success that this show has had with so many different layers to it?
Yeah, and he threw it all out there right there. He said like, my bad, won't happen again. Easy. Like right then and there, that should have been squashed. And for the sales guy to be petty about it. And Freddie Lynn, he made a good point right here. He's saying, talking about merch and going after the advertisers, that's like dead and gone as well. So it's just the sales guy pointing that out. I understand what he's trying to say, or at least what he was trying to convey, but to almost seemingly like he's almost blacklisting. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense.
Think about how many live shows the show has done through the pandemic. How many people showed up at a drive-through in the middle of a pandemic to still watch this show? And then this is like the first show that does a pay-per-view that's not one of the sports outlets of it. And you're going to say that Kirk's show is hard to sell, or it's part of the prop? Crazy! It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not the first time we've seen it, though. I mean, these not even necessarily grudges. They're just a view like before anything even happens. Before he, like you said, he obviously doesn't consume the show. And I don't really think that's in the sales description to do so. But like he obviously has no idea what he's trying to sling, except for probably clips that he sees on Barstool or just things he hears from, mouth to mouth. So I think it really just comes down to like the guy probably is a lib, and that's all it probably fucking took. That's what I first think of.
That's for sure.
That's what I could be dead wrong, but to me, like that's what it just comes down to is something simple like that. Well, like we said, he obviously doesn't consume the shows.
He might be tight with K Marco, with Ellie Schnitt too. If he's referencing stuff from 2020.
Right.
Yeah,
and like if sales is different, as long as you're selling, then your job is safe. You know what I mean? And until you do something like this, where you all of a sudden toss your hat into the ring and put yourself on camera, that now you're open to scrutiny. So it just started today. We're going to see how it plays out for him over the weekend and into next week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure we're going to get a whole slate of really what the whole scope of the story is, because I know that some people are saying, even this comment right here is saying, sales guy talking about when merch thing came after Barstool, and then they held the line with Kirk for Barstool. It's fake news, but I feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe I gotta watch the whole clip.
That's not how I interpreted it. The way I interpreted it is that when you have to talk about the Menahan stuff, you're talking about stuff that Kirk was involved in too, in my opinion. That with the Zoom stuff, and like you're blaming him, like it's all part of it. The merch stuff is part of it. There's other stuff that's part of it too, in my opinion. I think the Zoom stuff is part of it, because that was a big thing. Because if Dave had to say that he had to fire Kirk when Dave doesn't fire anybody,
well, I mean, when you just let out the fucking hotline number, I mean, that's kind of a different ground.
And Kirk did, and Kirk said it was all fair game too. Yeah, and he himself had said, yeah, that was fair, but it was squashed pretty quickly. But to hold a grudge for that long and just kind of like not get over it, it's
that's
weird.
The way I look at it,
especially given all the success. Like Quinlan mentioned the selling out of live shows. Then, like we said, the case obviously is done so well, and especially recently has got a bunch of publicity. Like these things should all be somewhat easy to you at this point. And to me, that seems like a personal grudge, not even
And
necessarily.
he's-
Yeah, I guess a personal grudge.
And he's one of the top 3 show hosts at the company, because you're doing the Unnamed show with Whitney and you're doing the show with Portnoy. And that's one of the that's appointment viewing for everybody every Thursday. You know, I think that's one of the few shows at Barstool that's appointment listening, no matter across the board. It doesn't matter if you come from PMT world, doesn't matter if you come from Megan Making Money world. The show everybody convenes around every Thursday is that Unnamed show right now. So he's one of your top talent, and the fact that you treat him like that, you break. It's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, hey, and also to move on to the next topic, because this has something to do with sales. I don't know if anyone's checked in on Monte, but that video last night was weird. I hope he's all right. I was trying to follow it, so like I was watching it again before we had started here today, and I still couldn't follow it. And I think it was like the second time, because the first time I was laughing just how crazy it was. Second time I was trying to hear what he said, and today I was just trying to watch it for the show. But there was the way he.
I have
jumped
unfortunately
around.
not seen this, so I can't really chime in. I saw like it commented on stuff today. Like I saw a conversation below. I just never actually was able to check out the actual video.
Yeah, I didn't watch the video with the sound. I did see Mikey Grabbags post a screenshot of 2 vaccine cards in the background. So I think this opens up the new theory that actually Montante is a psyop.
I mean, it's
works for the government.
Yeah, it
And
could
might
have
just
some
look
validity.
like him being just fake dumb could be like a work.
Long-term game plan.
Long-term storytelling.
I mean, it was crazy. So yeah, to essentially summarize the video, which is really hard to do from the get-go, it essentially started with him cheering for the Mets, and then it turned to Trump becoming the president, and then it turned to his debate, and then at some point randomly grabbed, I couldn't remember what it was. I think he grabbed a wedge or something. He grabbed one of his clubs that he got, and then was just ranting about that. And then he said, the Mets are great, the Jets are great, and who knows what's going on. All the teams from the West Coast suck. Worst fan base ever, worst town ever. Like, explaining it doesn't make sense because of how much it jumped around. He was like, he had to have been.
Montante, though.
I know, but that was like peak Montante right there, just completely off of his fucking rocker. But also at the same time, he can do that and then still sell things for the Kirk Minahan show. So, I mean, at the end of the day, who's really winning? He seems to be on top right now. That's good. But also,
Rayman could count cards. Fucking everyone's got a little knack for something. Montante politics, maybe? Who can say? The door is open.
Learn how to write. I don't think he's going to win this debate.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to get into. Now, we got the debate coming up next, and then I'm curious to see who's going to cry first out of pure passion for the side that they stand on.
Polar.
Whether it be,
Definitely
Polar.
Yeah.
Montante
that video yesterday.
Montante won't get offended. Like Montante is just going to laugh off Polar calling him an idiot and he's a racist and he's a Nazi and whatever. Like Montante is just going to laugh that stuff off. Polar is genuinely going to cry over Montante.
He's going to talk about ruining a country that he isn't a part of or a resident of. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But that debate, I mean, I can't wait for it just because of like we have a panel now. Kirk as the mediator, and then Josh over there announcing it. This could be like a whole production.
I'd like to be part of that. That sounds fun. I'd like to do that.
I couldn't be more useless in that, like in a situation as I would be in that.
You could be more useless than John and Warren when he comes on my radio show next week. Oh, not John. Beanbag Ron. Sorry, John.
Damn. Yeah. That's coming up on Friday. So did he even plan with you? Did he like discuss anything that he wants to say, or is he gonna wing it?
No, it'll just be him sitting in studio. It'll be after me doing 10 days. So it's just gonna be
okay.
For an hour. So we'll make it interesting. Just listen. WPRO.
There you go. There's the plug of the day. I think. Well, actually, no, I don't know. What would you, if you were to contribute to this debate? You said you want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
What would you have to bring to the table?
I would be Montante's Republican analyst. Like I would be. So there's a Republican analyst in the post-show debate, and there's a Democratic analyst in these post-show debates. I'd like to be on the Republican analyst side, trying to clean up whatever mess Montante. Because like when Donald Trump was out there fucking up, he'd have his surrogates out there cleaning up everything on the post shows, whether it be on Fox, CNN, ABC, whatever. I'd like to be that cleanup crew.
Oh, so you want to be on the post show on the Republican side, but that means you need somebody
to
on the
balance
Democratic
that.
side.
That's
Yeah.
what they go that way for sure.
In the perfect world, Monte just Will Ferrell's it from old school and just like blacks out and just fucking buries every point. And Pola just like looks over and he's like, "That was perfect. Monte wins. Like we got nothing. We got nothing to argue." Monte's like, "I blacked out. I don't know what's going on." Quinlan, you can be one of the 2 students that's with him. He's just like, "That was perfect."
Just whisper in his ear. I'm using whispering devices like in the vice president or in the president debate.
Or I mean, the post show would just be like, no notes.
No notes. Hey,
No notes.
See ya.
Perfect.
Hey.
Flawless. Yeah. Keep it running. There we go. Moving on.
Monte breaks out the Frank the Tank.
Just comes out firing, has all the immigration numbers, and just starts giving numbers.
Hey, take a look at this graph that I brought for the
He's got graphs with him. He's got
flashcards.
But it has. I agree that it's tough. It's going to be tough to do it in person. Obviously, it would be great to have Polar in person. That would
What
be
the fuck? What else is he doing? Get on a fucking plane. It's like a 6-hour flight.
As an actor, you really don't do much. Like you sit around waiting.
Yeah, it's time to commit to
he writes right on the plane, bro. Yeah, find a little inspiration up in the clouds.
If you're gonna commit to it, commit to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, there's no reason.
Still got family here. Come make a visit. See some people. Do the debate.
Go on the show
bang,
too.
boom.
Preview it.
Yeah.
Get some advertising. It's just like a press tour. That's all
Exactly.
you're doing.
Yeah. There you go.
Just get on there, do your press tour, get it going, and fucking.
And it seems like he's got all of his cards in this, even though he's not living in the country. He's heavily invested. So I mean, if you're that invested, get your ass over here. The fuck?
Yeah. You want to defend the country? God damn it! Come defend the country. Monte is this close to winning. Do you want Monte to win, or do you want to say? Jesus Christ!
Just mailing it in. Yeah, that would be bad.
Mailing it in. Exactly. He's mailing it in. That
would be the first thing Monte mentions.
Doesn't give a shit about America. He's complaining over there from Sweden like every other spoiled European, and he wants us to tell Americans how we should live. But meanwhile, he's not willing to come defend the rights of all.
Yeah, they don't even eat Skittles over there. Like, the fuck? There's no joy over there. You can't.
There's
have
a whole
time.
bunch of shit like that
there
that's
is
fucking
joy.
canceled over there.
I mean, they all eat healthier than we do.
Yeah, but if I want to get poisoned by Red 40, I have that right as an American. That's the beauty of this country.
Popping cinnamon tonight, so I'm happy about that.
Oh shit.
I guess moving on, I did see this one comment that Patrick Crawley says that more likely Monte gets so frustrated that he says a slur and Greg breaks down into tears. So
That's
is
possible. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Shark Menahan's odds because those are good odds. Like now, because
he's the best.
You can bet on everything in 2024. So I would like to see what Shark has laid out for what a debate would look like. When does Monte drop a racial slur? When does
how fast does Coleman jump on that and try to get him canceled? Because that's like the next move. Because we have Coleman goes for one, would make sense. They would go for the other. I mean, supposedly this is all like rumors, of course, but
I'm pretty sure that Shark had that exact thing on one of the basketball odds when I was playing. It was like how long into the game till Cinema says a racial slur. It was something just like that. And I was just like, yo, what the fuck?
Because you're Portuguese. It's more apt to come out of your mouth because you think
I was yapping a lot at those Slavic kids when we played them. That
might be a racist slur right there. You called them Slavics.
I think that's in play. I think that's fine. If not, John, cut it.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry about it. It didn't happen. Oh man. Oh, I was gonna briefly mention Coleman's call into the show just because this is nice to hear from Coleman again. But we got a comment right here. Coleman is on the Yankee stream right now.
Shut up.
I'm confirming it right now. I got it pulled up. Hold on.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Why? Here. See, they should have went with Kelly Keegs.
Yeah.
They should have went with Keegs. What is Coleman
doing? Center stage.
And
all geared up.
All right.
On the Barstool stream right now.
Yeah.
No
Keegs
shit.
would have been the funny one to go to. Keegs should have been there.
Oh man, that's wonderful. Well, hey, good for Coleman, man. He's slowly making his way back into the world. You can't kill him.
I've been in talks with Coleman lately. I'll just say that.
Oh, there you go.
That's
what you like to hear. Breaking news: Cinema in talks with Coleman. Barstool is in talks with Coleman. There's just things going on. This guy's trending up. He seems a lot more comfortable too when he calls in. You know, he isn't trying to play this fake persona anymore. He was just more about joking and being comfortable. So that was nice because I hated
He's
him
living
when
his best life.
Yeah, I just hated the whole fake personality. I was getting so pissed at him for that during the entire time.
Got comfortable being producer of the show too.
Yeah, and I think that was like the main reason was he was trying to produce the show at the same time and also trying to fit in / kind of like have his character or make his character on the show, and it just never really worked out. But then once he left, it was right as rain. And now he's back on the Yankee stream embracing the joke. That's the kind of shit you want to see.
I think he would have been able to stay if, I think he could have weathered the storm when it came to the Canopy Lake stuff, in my opinion.
I think so too.
I think he just realized it wasn't for him. Like he didn't realize that this is a 24/7 job. And, as a producer for working for somebody like this psychopath, you're always on. You're always fucking on. It's who you're dealing with. You want to be successful. I mean, it demands you to be a little bit more, active. And I don't think he was ready for that.
I said it one of the last times I was in studio, but 4 days into his suspension, he had an appointment at my doctor's office. And I talked to him for a little while, and I was like, how you feeling? And he was very I'm going to be able to handle it. Like, no problem. Like, he was very confident in the fact that, kind of like what Quinlan just said, he'd be able to go back and it wouldn't be an issue. So I think it was very much like a conscious choice of, I'm not ready for this job, or I'm not ready to commit all of this time. Like, he's young. He's still fucking he's like 22 years old.
Yeah, I think he's my age.
What is he? Like
he's 25. 25.
All right, whatever. 25.
It's a lot. It's a big
I can't believe
job.
you're only 25, Facts. That's fucking wild to me.
I know.
Cullinan's 38. He's closer in age to Kirk. I mean, Kirk comes from the world too, where it's like he worked with John, where John's one of these old school news guys that crack a fucking whip. That's why a lot of these radio shows aren't successful nowadays, because you don't have people cracking whips. And Kirk still cracks a whip. As as laid back as he is, he still cracks a whip. You know what I mean? He knows that balance.
Yeah, it's the whole tough love mentality. Some people can take it, some people can't. It's just
military. You're either built for it or you're not.
That's what it is. Hey, sign up now.
I feel like I've spoken to Coleman a good amount, and Coleman's a sweetheart. Coleman's just like a sweet kid. He's a good kid. I like Coleman.
Coleman's a good boy.
No, he is, and he's taken every joke in stride. He's been very good about it from the moment he was on the show to the moment he left. He's always been good about it. He took a little break and then slowly made his way back in, and it kind of was like he hasn't overdone it, which is the best part.
There are at least 300 more people that are hateable in the universe than Coleman.
Yeah, easily. I almost find it like I don't know what is like hateable about Coleman. At least for me, I don't like. Maybe you don't like him. Maybe he's not necessarily like your cup of tea, and you like. But like, I feel like it'd be hard to like hate him.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest complaint, and I've said it on this show, was my biggest complaint was always it was just like, oh man, it just seems so fake. He's just playing the character. Like, I don't really want to see the whole excuses thing too. Like, I get pretty bent out of shape about that stuff. But after the show, when it was more relaxed, I was like, all right, yeah, now I'm back in on him. He can go back in, he can play around. Like, once he knows how to bite back and then doesn't have the blowback the very next day that he's producing the show. Like, that was the thing. Every time he said something online, the next day he goes in and they're like, Coleman, why'd you say this line? He's like, I don't know. And it's just like, it's over.
Because you have to, because you want to try to play. Some people try to play an act, and it's just like you can't. Like Steve from Gloucester is the perfect example of somebody that wants to play. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
It only lasts.
Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight. I was gonna have him on, but
that would have been fucking fan.
Somebody that wants to dip. Listen, just somebody that wants to dip their toe in and just realizes, okay, maybe this isn't for me. And then sometimes you're too deep, like Steve from Gloucester. I think he's the perfect example. Stephen, not that Coleman's like a Stephen from Gloucester, but I think they're similar in the sense that you wanna be this thing that you try to create online, and then when you're confronted in person, you can't.
Yeah, all of a sudden it just kind of dies down immediately, and it's like, oh. I mean, that was my biggest problem with Steve as well. It was just like, you're too.
He's a one-stick pony. He's Jeremy Lin. He had that cool little moment in the sun where he went off for a few games, and then that was it. He burned out Bray, and you realize that he absolutely sucked at basketball. And he did get, he was able to get his hands right next to fucking Casey Smith's ass. There's your payment, bro. Congratulations. Get out of here.
Oh, here's a pretty good point. I think that also did this also did
That
add
was
to my
fucked up.
frustration.
That
Yeah.
was fucked
That
up.
shit's that made me
was
hate him.
fucked up.
That made me hate him a little bit. Like, how do you? I could never. Like, I've been in situations where I don't want to hang out with people. I think we all have. But it's like, how do you leave somebody hanging at a bar that's disabled for 4 hours? You fucking prick.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. That one actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Now I hate Coleman. Fuck Coleman.
Back out.
That is a
back
tough
out.
situation. It's tough to defend that one.
Forever to jump to another topic, because the road trip is kind of softly starting to be into further production. I think whoever has Ted Sellers on their team, because I would love to do this, you got to hold him on your back like Yoda and you're Luke learning in the Dagobah system. I think that's like the perfect thing. As long as I would carry Ted Sellers everywhere across the country, and just any challenge, we're just doing a puzzle, just have him like right in my ear as we're sitting there trying to do this thing blindfolded. That would be wonderful. So whoever is partnered with Ted Sellers definitely needs to do that.
Quinlan, were you at Saco?
I was not at Saco, no.
All right, so I can just give this little tidbit. I saw a Ted Sellers move across the parking lot. He went right across me. That motherfucker is fast. Like, if it's a foot race, Ted Sellers against like a Minifan on foot, Ted Sellers is blowing him out of the fucking water.
The arms help him. He's got
man.
arms.
So I'm pretty sure it was actually when that guy went down and like the stream went down for a minute.
Yeah.
Ted Sellers was like, so that was to my left.
Call to
Ted Sellers
action.
was to my right. And it seemed like, I think he pretty much had to go like make a quick piss break. That's what it at least seemed to me. And he zoomed right past me 2 times. And I was like stunned. I was like, holy shit. I was like, this guy's fucking cruising.
I think the advantage comes from the arms. Like, if he did like one of those like races, like with the chair races, he might win just because he's got long arms that actually can be his advantage.
That was the first time I met him, was in Saco, and then I go to fucking King Richard's Fair like a week later, and I'm in the I'm in the park for 5 minutes. I look over and there's fucking Ted Sellers.
Just imagine you're just like fainting at a live show, and all of a sudden you just like, am I all right? Like, what's wrong with me? And all of a sudden just she's shadowy figure, just long arms bolting across to you, just like all of a sudden the arms grab you, CPRs. Immediate. Great. Would have made a great comeback medic.
Quite literally, like, grabbed my girlfriend. I was like, yo, like, Sellers is moving. She was impressed too. It was a big takeaway for me from the show.
Speaking of that, how is that situation going? Everything going good over there?
Yeah. Can't complain. Going good.
Are you the one with the that has the her ex-husband that you like to fuck with?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a fucking loser. Fucking with him is an understatement. I just like to poke at him. Like, I have your wife, I have your kid. Turns 3 on Wednesday. Good time.
Oh, there you
Celebrating
go.
her birthday all week. Yeah. 3 years old.
Do you take them like to Chuck E. Cheese, or do you do something like they don't even know?
We're having a little birthday party like on Wednesday itself, birthday cake, all that stuff. Then we're going to go to the trampoline park, I think on Friday. And then we're going to the aquarium next week as well. So,
are you an ice cream cake guy or a regular cake guy with the front, like with the cream in the middle?
I'm not like a huge dessert guy, like at all. Like, I do like cookies, ice cream. That's basically like it for me. I don't.
Yeah,
sweets,
cake is too much nowadays. It's like,
yeah,
it's a
I can't
lot.
do cake.
If I'm gonna do cake, I do the ice cream cake. The ice cream
Well,
cake,
yeah. If I had to pick a choice, that's definitely where I'm going to. Ice cream cake.
I can't.
but like cake-
I can't do cake with the filling in the middle. That sucks. That always.
I'll do a little cheesecake if I'm in the mood.
Never been a
The
cheesecake.
moment hits.
Oh man.
I like a
So-
good funfetti cake too. Give me a good funfetti cake. Oh, I'd go crazy.
You're talking like the Pillsbury
That's-
ones is like $3.
Yeah,
That's
Like,
a little on
yeah,
the
that's-
nose. Quinlan.
yeah, I
that's
can-
a little on the nose.
why would I know? I don't get it. Why am
Like
I?
the rainbow pattern cake is your favorite. Okay.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. There you go. I helped you get there.
Oh fuck.
I really didn't get that. That's pretty fucking.
I thought you were just fucking with us.
No, I really didn't.
Yeah, I got that vibe that he was like, oh, he doesn't actually get it. I'm like, I'll get him there. I'll just
No,
get
I
him
really
to the
just
finish
enjoyed
line.
funfetti
Oh,
cake, and you made it gay. Like,
Oh shit, that was funny as fuck. That was great. John, get that 30 seconds.
Yeah, there you go. And to add on to the live shows, there's going to be 2 big events that are going to be in the future. So first is the Aaron Hernandez watch party. So that's happening. I don't know when the last episode would be. I was trying to look it up, but it would be like
Episode 6 was this Tuesday.
And then this weekend is episode 7.
Yep.
So
8. I think it's 8 episodes.
Oh,
so
it's 8?
It'll be, I think so.
I thought it was
Is
10.
It could be 10.
I thought it was 10. Yeah, I thought
it could be 10. So I actually just
So-
started watching. I finished episode 3 today. It's amazing.
So yeah, episode
the worst way.
7 was on the 22nd. So 29th, 5th, and then the 12th. Okay. You know what? I think breaking news, not that anyone cares, but I think maybe I'll even try to go to that live viewing.
Oh.
Hey.
I'm not doing anything. I'll be on leave, so I kind of want to like travel somewhere. So that would be fun. I'm never going to get the chance to do it as much as I can, so might as well do it while I have the opportunity.
You should try.
Bro, if you're in the area, like definitely let me know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to the live viewing of that, but I'll go out of my way to link up with you at some point if you're here for a couple days.
Yeah. That'd be sick. I just want to see it. I mean, you can hang out with Minifans, never get to see them in person, being all the way down to Georgia, but
it is very cool being like in a little group of people that are all like very like-minded and very passionate about the same thing. It's like you're a lot of us are from the New England area, Mass, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, but it's like cool. Just like, I know you from Twitter. I know you from Twitter. I know you from Twitter, but you're putting a face to the name and shit. And it's cool. It is. It's very cool.
I also like how Cinema's willing to go out of his way to meet facts wherever. Meanwhile, Cinema lives about 20 minutes away from me and will not go out of his way to. He actually just followed me on Twitter today. So just that just goes to show you.
So what did you do on your end then?
No.
You hit him up? Oh, okay.
My man. See, this is why I'm going out of my way to meet facts. No, he did fucking Mike and the Minifans, and then he came on my show. Facts is the man. I'm a big Facts fan.
Hey, there you go. I appreciate it. And I'm also I want to avenge Quinlan. I'm gonna absolutely wash Beanbag Ron in 1v1. I got $100 on the game.
That was embarrassing on my part. That was a bad day. Yeah, but here's the problem though. I lifted before I did that game, and that was a mistake. So I was kind of already run down a little bit, so that's why I was a little gassed. So if I didn't lift before I played Ron, I think I would have beat him. Secondly, he's an idiot. If I would have beaten him, he would have made me a steak dinner. The reason why he's only coming in is because I lost. It wasn't, if I win, you're going to make me a steak dinner. That's weird. That's bizarre.
It is
like
weird. You should have used my strategy. If you would have hit me up, I would have told you what to do. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a couple nicotine pouches, do a couple smelling salts, and I'll be wired. I'll be fucking ready. I'll be dunking. Like, Ron isn't ready.
How tall are you?
5'7".
Oh, yeah.
The smelling salts are going to get me up there.
I'd say that's probably right around where, Beanbag's probably like a tiny bit taller than that. Maybe 5'9".
No, yeah, he's 5'9", I think.
5, yeah. What's that?
That's what he told me.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
So, I mean, there's even keeled game. It's going to be up there. But I'm going to figure out too for myself if I'm 5'7", like I'm saying, or if I'm Mutt 5'7". So that's going to be like the biggest test if I go up there and everyone who also is saying they're 5'7" or 5'9" is like towering over me. I'll just get caught in a huge lie. I don't know. It's been a minute.
Are you 5'7"?
Beanbag's got a motor, man. He doesn't stop running. The kid just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes.
PT every day at 6 a.m., man. 2 miles.
That's a good point. Touche. And
I'm young, too. Got it.
Oh, fuck.
Chance. More to follow.
Are you going to be – is that something you're looking to do if you come up here, too? You and Beanbag one-on-one?
Yeah, I talked to him about it like a month or two ago. I said, yo, $100, I guarantee, like, I'd absolutely destroy you 1v1. And he was like, let's do it. And I was like, all right.
That would have to be on the network. Yeah, they would have to do that on the Beanbag Ron network for sure.
I know, yeah, the resurgence. I mean, we got Rigging with Ron, great episode. So a little bit episodes are coming back. That would be great for the network. But also another live show tidbit that is happening in the future. We're gonna KMS is gonna take a part in an assisted suicide for Dying Guy. So how's that gonna happen? How do you want to see it happen?
Well, I don't want to see him die. That's first and foremost. So I want Dying Guy.
Okay, that's good.
I want to get clear that I want Dying Guy to live.
Yeah, Dying Guy not to die.
Maybe he leaves the show still alive, but like we all kind of like say our goodbyes, knowing kind of like at the end of Return of the King, when like they all sail off into the sunset. It's like, all right, you're all gonna die, but something kind of like that. We can say our goodbyes, give them a nice hug, thanks for coming, then he
Or we could do
sails off into the sun.
To reverse Return of the King. We could do Fellowship of the Ring, kind of like Boromir. Put him in a casket, send him down the river off of a waterfall.
I like that.
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty cool.
Or he can
Put him on the Sacco.
Or he can do what they did to Bin Laden, shoot him in the head and then throw him out of a helicopter. You know.
There's a lot of options. That's the thing. Like, we have options for the live show. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Assisted suicide, kind of like the world's your oyster. So I'm pretty curious. Like, is Kirk just gonna sit there like with the lethal injection needle and just kind of go up there and we're all gonna cheer? There's gonna be a countdown clock behind us.
It's a
Just
countdown clock.
It was mentioned on the show once, and then he did it at the end of Sacco. But the next, one of the next live shows is supposed to be in New Hampshire, which I'm very excited about because I fucking love New Hampshire. I'm there as much as I can be. I think that's a cool spot to go and do a live show there. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, see, I've never even been like remotely to the Northeast coast, so like I'm interested to see kind of like what it's like, because I know a lot of people like places. They'll always tell me like, oh yeah, the city's cool for a day, but if you go like to upstate New York, or if you go to places like New Hampshire, Vermont, like you get to see so much better like nature. Or like New Jersey isn't total trash. There's actually a lot of really cool places around the outside of the trash that is that like central city area, the only place where like it's ever talked about.
There's no center New Jersey, but yes, I get what you're saying.
Well, the central area of the city, I mean. That's what I'm saying. Of like the city of New Jersey.
There's no city of New Jersey. It's a state.
Oh, huh. All right. Newark, New Jersey. Does that count?
There you go. Oh, so kind of like what you just said, though. Like I if I'm going in, like I'll go into, I love going into Boston. Like I love going into the city, but for like literally like the day, I'd much rather be in New Hampshire or in Maine or in fucking the middle of no man's land. It's just more my vibe.
Do that. I don't know why I couldn't do it. I need to live in a city. I couldn't go to Boston. Boston sucks at this point. Boston's a terrible city. Boston used to be fun. It's such a bad city now.
Why? How so?
It's lame. It's a boring city. The nightlife is terrible. It's just it's you know, you compare it to New York, you compare it to
well, yeah, when you compare it to New York City.
Providence blows Boston out of the water. It doesn't even there's not even a competition.
Bro, let me tell you something. There's like Providence is about yay big, and if I walk through almost 90% of it, I'm scared that I'm gonna get fucking jacked. Providence has gotten very bad very quick.
Stereotyping. No, it's not. It's fantastic. Everything's
I'm fucking 10 minutes away. I'm in Providence all the time. I'm just saying.
That's worried about walking through Providence. Get out more. That's why you're hanging out in the woods.
Ah, man. Providence has gotten very sketchy very fast.
Not at all.
That's crazy.
It's one of the safest cities you could be in. I'd rather be in Providence than in Hartford or Dorchester.
Well, I mean, now yeah.
Yeah. You're just a white guy.
I mean, what the fuck?
Black people. That's just say that.
Of course, you bring race into this, Tommy. This is typical.
I'm in forever all the time. New Bedford, like even like fucking dude. I'd rather be walking around in like some. I mean, at least like New Bedford, you get to the water park. Like that's nice. That's like almost boozy shit. But fucking Providence has gotten bad, man.
It's not bad at all. What are you're making things up? Go out in Providence on a Friday or Saturday night. You'll be fine.
I mean, I still do. It's not like I'm fucking blackball. I'm not removing it from the world, but I'll still go. I mean, like I said, I still go to Providence all the time and shit.
My hair looks like 2008 Justin Bieber. The fucking bowl cut.
That is wild. That almost looks Photoshopped.
Oh yeah, that does look like a wig.
It does, right? It's my hair though. It's my hair.
I was gonna say what else I had. When Mutt came in, I did have a note about that. There was a lot less Mohegan Sun talk. That was nice. Like they opened with it and they went over it, but we got a little bit more of a classic Mutt saying something absolutely fucking ridiculous, but it's funny episode. It wasn't really just all about the bomber and Aton, because like I've said multiple times, I'm really ready for that to be over. Like I can't wait.
I thought the bomber was gonna fire Mutt a couple of weeks ago. I was worried. For Mutt. I thought he was going to get fired.
Why?
Because it just seems like the bomber hates Mutt. It just seems like he absolutely despises Mutt.
I think they both do. I mean, obviously Aton does, but like, yeah, I think it's just like everyone on the show is just like, these guys, which is weird because like during the show, like, I mean, he genuinely is like a nice guy and he's having fun. He's the only one who's bringing life to the show from like
they're not in on the joke. They don't get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're old school. They want to do radio. They want to do radio for the internet.
Very funny, like hearing Cully go, like, they have to pick this up for another season, right? Like they gotta do it. Just what? Why? What do you mean, bro? The only people that are watching this are fucking Minifans. Aside from that, you guys would have 3 views.
Yeah, and I think
71 people in the chat the other night. 71 people.
I think if like season 2 at that point, even the Minifans are kind of gonna be like, all right, like we're good. You know, there's gonna be those couple who are just like super impassioned about being in there so they can give Aton shit. Like Patrick Ford, he's still be in the chat, but you know, everyone else, they're kind of gonna be like, all right, I think we're definitely good now. They're just waiting for that last episode, and then once that last episode happens, we're just gonna see where it goes from there. Which, I mean, he's got to denounce everybody. Maybe he's just waiting for the finale, but I mean, it's already too late now. It's definitely going to be too late by the time the show ends to denounce the bomber and Aton. Like, because Aton's clearly a fucking idiot. Like, and I think that's just going to stay that way forever, no matter where he goes. He's just a bitter idiot who's just super upset that the only views that he gets are from people who are loyal to Mutt, and that Mutt's getting all the attention because it's Mutt's show. It's not like the resurgence of Aton Chandler's like he probably wanted. You know.
There's been a lot of talk about how Mutt's obviously like not going to fire any bullets because it's just not who he is and his personality. But it would be awesome if they got to the end of this line of all these garbage shows where no one but Minifans showed up to anything or were in the comments or anything. And on that last day, Mutt was just like, dude, like, you know what? You guys fucking are assholes. Like, no one would have given 2 shits about this show if it wasn't for fucking me. It could be a fucking mic drop moment for Mutt. He
just turns it around.
Drop his balls. Yeah.
Well, and if you want to impress Portnoy too, if you want to get a job with Barstool and impress Portnoy, you gotta leave an impact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
what's
that's
the point in doing it in week? What's the point in doing it in week 6 or 7 out of 10 weeks? You know what I mean? You're still going to get a couple paychecks. Everybody already knows the show's garbage, so it doesn't matter if you do it. You either got to do it right at the beginning, like right out of the gate, like in episode 2, or you might as well just go all the way with it to the end. What's the point of doing it like in the middle? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you have that's true. Because then you have shows like for it to blow over. You wanna leave on a bomb. Just like goes in, show starts,
building
he's like,
up.
fuck you guys. You guys are fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like, and it should just go all in. But I mean, Mutt is just too nice.
Not going to do it, but it would be great.
It would.
It would be great. If there's one, that Wednesday show, obviously, like fucking Kirk is like a very modest guy. Like he doesn't, showboat his money or anything like that, or the fact that he's got, a massive podcast or anything. If there's one time to flex that muscle, though, it is to avoid Massachusetts traffic. This entire state has been under construction for my entire fucking life. And if there's a way to get around it, you got to do it, because it is the fucking worst. He's talking about those detours, and it was just, it's so fucking everywhere you go. Any city, it's filled with even like towns. I live in a small little suburb, and it's the same thing. You gotta flip that card if you can. You got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like you said, like it's good that he's humble about it, but yeah, that's the time, especially when it's something like it's just, you can fix a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
With that,
he hinted at it. He was like, am I famous enough to just like go up to the fucking boundary gate and just drive through? And it's just like, dude, you probably are.
Find out. Yeah, find out.
Exactly. Give it a go. Give it a fucking go.
Well, nobody will ever accuse him of having a DUI because he doesn't drink. So,
Yeah, no. I mean, so yeah, there you go. You aren't going to hear anything or any complaints about the city from Mutt. Yeah, that's for sure. Because that's a losing battle from the get go.
Yeah, when you get up here, facts, that's something you'll see very quick. Every single highway is under construction. Every town, every city, no matter where you go, it's under construction in this state.
That's where the South has an advantage. Like it's the thing that like Georgia, Florida, that they do, like they blow through construction as quick as possible. Hurricanes blow through, and then they have that place rebuilt within 6 months.
Well, I would say maybe within 6 months, maybe like 3 years here in Augusta, because we had Augusta had its first hurricane. Average city just got destroyed.
But my point is that
Florida,
places that are used to like going under construction, they turn that shit around. Like it's not impossible to turn road work around within a shorter period of time than what.
When I was in Florida, I was on the job site the next day. I was on the job site the next day. We're like, all right, back into the ground, like get water pumps into the holes. We're back to it. Yeah, it is. I'm not excited for that part of it.
You guys seen those those videos from Europe where they literally install like an elevated highway for like a week so that they can do all of the road work on the bottom of it, and that way there's no fucking buildup of traffic. I was like, yo, what the? I thought we were supposed to be the industrial leaders of the world. For some reason, it seems like we might not be all of a sudden.
There's a lot of things we're not anymore.
Dude, it's fucking, if you see those videos, they're fucking crazy. I'm like, dude, they just literally like throw up a fake highway for whatever it is. A week, 2 weeks, and are able to just do full construction at the same time, and no one blinks an eye. I wish.
that would be pretty sick. I guess to get us back on track, I am interested in what you guys think about this one specifically on the Unnamed Show. Do you guys agree with Kirk's take on Ohio State?
Yes.
Yes, like wholeheartedly, no doubt in your mind. Like he's
No doubt.
over because over one deleted tweet, and now Ohio State has kind of done a really good job of stirring the pot. In my opinion, in New York, he has done a good job of it, and
Yeah,
he is
you're
making
releasing
people have
private
eyes on him.
messages. That's being a pussy.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's any room for like this in Chicago. Chicago's a completely different office from New York is. New York has that drama vibe to it where there's no drama at all in Chicago. It's the complete opposite. It's super, super lenient. Everyone's relaxed and chilling. So I think it is easier to be more combative and more of a pain in the ass and more annoying in New York. Like you're not going to get playful people like Big Cat and PFT and Jerry or whatever. They're not going to be like playful with someone who's just being annoying to be annoying.
Yeah, but it's not like the New York office is being, doing anything crazy either. I mean, the wackiest thing that they've done tonight, they brought Coleman out? No, what they should have done, what New York should have done is what Kirk said on Thursday is that you should bring Kelly Keegs in there to be the biggest bitch to Tate. I would watch that. That I would watch. Well,
that's why Tate's able to strive, though, is kind of what I'm saying, is because there is no, there's no presence, there's no figure. It's
there's no pushback either, from someone higher up,
That's why he's able to just go in there and do whatever he wants.
You know what? I like Tate at the beginning, but then I just there's just something about him that's just it's not trustworthy. There's something not trustworthy there. Maybe he's young, he's a kid, whatever. But it's just there's something not likable about him there right now.
I was gonna say I don't have much of an opinion on him, but they're all when he at the end of that when he was well, Kirk, you got to give me this, and then he for some reason when I hear that it just strikes me the wrong way. I'm just I can still almost hear the teacher in your voice. It's just normal people don't say shit like that in a conversation. I feel
very cocky, very a lot of unwarranted cockiness.
I like it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I like it. I like the cockiness, but I think that last sentence that you mentioned.
I think if somebody really pressed him, he's a pussy. Nobody's
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, and I think that last sentence that Cinema mentioned really proved it, where he was looking for his credit. That's where he just lost me. He had me where he was just being a little asshole, and I was like, "That's funny. You're just annoying these three bigwigs of the company. This is just funny because you're just doing it just to do it." And I always like the poke the bear guy because there's always got to be somebody, but just really for that one little promo on the show. I don't want to see it 24 hours a day, and I think that's where a lot of people are kind of all right.
And act like you're saving the world because you're a blogger. Shut up. Just shut up and write. You know what? He might write all these blogs. How many of them have gone so viral that they're all over the country? How many blogs has he written that he's changed, that he's put Barstool on the map? Yeah, you write all these blogs. How many of them are effective?
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten his last couple have gotten Barstool fans' attention, but does this have the influence of national media where even someone like Kirk?
National media, or are you just
heavily Cleveland based? He writes about the city of the teams he supports.
Yeah, but you know what Castellani made, was Detroit based, right? So it's
what a fucking loser that kid was.
He might be Castellani 2.0.
What a fucking loser that kid was. I called him out on Twitter one time for his sense of humor.
I can't hate on Castellani too much. I like Castellani.
Nah, he's fucking trash. I called him out once on Twitter for his sense of humor about movies and shit because he was on Lights Camera Barstool and I was like, bro, you're on a podcast that's about liking movies and every single episode you're just tearing every single thing down. And I was like, you don't have to fucking be here. And he was responding with I didn't have to eat your mother out last night. I was like, bro, it's 2022 and you're making your mama jokes. I was like, and you work at a comedy website where you're supposed to make people laugh. It is the year of our Lord 2022. And you're whatever it was. And you hit me with yo mama jokes. You're fucking the guy from fucking that 70s show on MTV. Yeah. Fucking come on, dude.
Was that, that was a show on MTV, your mama, right?
Yeah, it's the guy from Valderrama there. The guy from that 70s show.
I don't know anything.
Fucking was it Fez, I think, from that 70s show?
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
Fucking, I can't think
Wilmer.
of Valderrama. Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Wilmer Valderrama or something like
That's
that.
the one. He was the host of that show, the Yo Mama show on MTV.
Yeah. Sorry, I was probably too young. I mean, I think I've seen clips.
Shut the fuck up.
No shot. I saw
Honestly, facts, you look like a 30-year-old.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He looks the same age as me. This motherfucker's 6 years old. 6 years younger than me. It's a joke.
I know.
disgusting behavior.
It's the kids. The kids age your face, man. That's what it is.
You're a piece of shit.
I can't help it. You know, I just got to work with the gifts that God gives me. That's all I can do. It's the best I can do. So, is what it is. Let's see what else. Oh yes, the whole fucking graphic I made for this goddamn show. Manners wants to come to America. I would fucking love that. I would love it.
I couldn't imagine anything that would produce more content over, I don't even know, a month or two than that. Like the whole thing, like a Coming to America series with Manners would be fucking amazing.
Oh,
It'd be incredible.
He's good. Yeah, he's entertaining. I think it would be good to get Manners to like have his own little series. Like that would get a lot of views. I think that would get a lot of people. And then plus
whether you love or hate Manners, he's entertaining.
Plus, it's like, you know, we've learned that there are Minifans across America that he could encounter along the way. So there's so much there you could do with. That would be fun. I'd pay for that.
Oh yeah, and I mean he has a free Quidditch guy replacement internship waiting for him, so he gets to be in the back cutting clips. It's like, Manners, you got a job lined up for you, buddy. $7.50 an hour, like you're gonna be making crazy money over here. America, the land of opportunity. He's got to run at that.
If Cullinane and Manners were co-producers, who's the alpha male in that situation? It's a good question. It's
just a funny scenario.
It is a very funny scenario. No, Manners would probably go in there and drag Dave around as much as I love Dave.
Oh yeah, like
Manners is a fiery motherfucker, man. He takes up a lot of room.
Yeah, the only person wrangling Manners is Kirk. Like that's it. Because like Manners wants to say that he could combat Kirk well, but at the end of the day, that wouldn't happen. Like Manners would get in there and it would just be same old. And I mean, I'm sure there would be a lot of really good clips and content from it of combativeness, but like at the end of the day, he would tuck his tail. It was just, but versus Dave, oh my God, versus Steve, you go in there. I mean, he hates Steve, but
Steve's different. Yeah.
Steve
would just shoot him dead.
Too, though. I think he has a strong hatred for Dave. I think he
wants Coleman back. We want Manners and Coleman.
Oh my God, what a tandem! What a tandem! There are certain days, though, sometimes Dave chooses violence. You can usually tell pretty early on in the show. Like you, honestly, even within the first few minutes, sometimes Dave's got an extra spark in him. And there are days where he's firing, he's snapping off. Those days, Manners might have a problem.
Yeah.
Dave sometimes, like I said, sometimes Dave chooses violence.
Dave's gotten more violent since he's come back. He's not the same Cullen. He's got a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder. He's like Dave was like he was a little bit more playful back then. He's not as playful nowadays. Also,
really, I almost feel the opposite, dude.
Oh no, I feel like he's more vicious nowadays. I feel like he has less tolerance to put up with shit. I think he feels more enabled too.
Wow. See, I actually feel like because he's working with Justin now that he is almost more playful. There's less of a pressure on him to do everything. So I feel like he's more at ease. Yeah. And I feel like he is more playful now.
He doesn't get rattled as easily, but he's more aggressive, I think.
Definitely more aggressive. Certainly.
Yeah, but he doesn't get as rattled as easy. Like that's the thing. It's just like things don't bother him, but like he's more aggressive about things. Like even the whole fucking Rover thing, like right away, he was like, no way. No, that didn't happen. No one fucked in my house. And it's like, yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. There's a video coming out like next month. I'm sure it's going to be plastered. It's going to be your bedroom, or it's going to be, you're going to see your sheets and be like, I thought they were watching my dog. They weren't watching your dog, dude. They were.
Everyone's so hard set on it was just that, like a girl and her like boy, like making a video and fucking like, bro, like in my opinion, all shots are off. Like they could have had a full blown orgy. Like there could have been like 12 people in Dave's house, fucking everywhere, kitchens, bedrooms, fucking all over the place.
People riding up. Think about it like this. It could be like 2, 3 a.m. The neighbors are sleeping anyways. You know, you're quiet when you're walking into the house. Get away with a whole shit ton of things. Yeah. And there's no cameras. He said there's no cameras. They didn't invest in cameras. He's an idiot for that.
I mean, even just in general, too. Like, it could be middle of the day. People are going to be walking by. They're not going to be like, oh, I wonder what's going on in the house. He said he's not friends with his neighbors at all, too.
To say something like
but the neighbors don't talk to him. That's what he said. He said,
but still, if I was unless his neighbors hate him, which is quite possible, you know, they might see something and go,
very likely,
I should reach out and call Dave. If they hate him, then they're just going to let the orgy go on in its romper room.
You know, if you're Dave, you might have to be worried about what happened to your dog.
Yeah, I mean, multi-platinum
say?
selling artist Justin Timberlake makes a great point here. OnlyFans Minifan was probably fucking in there. He probably got invited. He probably told the girl, "Hey, on Rover, I saw this posting."
Probably some bestiality.
Oh man,
I'm saying, you never know.
Poor dog. He's probably gonna say next week, like, "Hey, my dog won't eat anymore. What do I do?" You can't break that trauma, brother. That's over.
My dog just continues to leak shit, and I don't know why.
My dog has stopped humping the couch. He starts humping me now. Like, what do I do about that? What is he trying to insinuate? Is he trying to like get something started? I don't know. Like, do I engage with him? Like, Dave is going to be going through a whirlwind here in a couple weeks.
I think it's possible. Especially if you find, like, you never know. Like I said, I think the fact that we're just worried about them fucking is too minimal. I think we got to think.
Yeah, you got to think added people. There's definitely more people involved in this.
Got to think bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. This was definitely a group project. Yeah. We got to just. I mean, it's going to happen soon. It's going to be like Rover owner leaves. In parentheses, he doesn't know what happened, and it's just going to be this fucking 45-minute long video, just nasty, abhorrent shit, like something you never seen before. I'm sure they did. Then they had like a amazing cleaning crew come through. They're like, yeah, the house was so clean when I got back. They were so polite. Like,
it was except for that fucking bacon, those 2 pieces of bacon.
No, that was part of it. That was the after snack. I was like gearing up. I don't know. I don't think those pieces of bacon were eaten, Dave. Like, those are props.
But that was dumb too. It's not a bit. You're telling a story. Why is it a bit? If it's a bit, then it's fake, right?
Yeah, or at least highly exaggerated.
Exactly.
I mean, exaggerating Dave calling it.
Exaggerating Dave calling.
Like, what else is new? Like, Mutt called it out. It's gotta be true. Mutt said it. You know, that's my rule of thumb.
If Mutt says it, you agree?
Yeah, like wholeheartedly. You know, he shouldn't have gone to Barstool. He'd totally be making $150 a week at a fucking casino 3 hours away. It's a smart move. He's a genius. We're just not all seeing it. You know.
How did we get back to Mutt from Dave getting his dog getting fucked?
It all roads lead back to Mutt being a failure.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Although I wouldn't say that
is
he's
a
a teammate. So it's
for now. He's probably not going to be a teammate next year.
Yeah, the only person that are keeping the basketball thing alive, I feel like, is fellow Minifans. I feel like basketball feels like so fucking long ago.
Feels like an eternity ago, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really, really does.
I would be very excited to see a resurgence, though. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Maybe
it probably happens. See, the length probably has something to do with the fact that I have like a 2 to soon to be 3-year-old in my life now, so that changes the time aspect of things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I could tell you that. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah.
With one of them is already enough. Yeah. If you ever bring another one in the mix, oh yeah, you're done. You're fucking done, cooked. I don't do anything. I sit here and I go on KMS network shows. That's like the time that I have. Is like when they're in bed and I get to jump on here.
When you told me that you had to go double layered and like move into the closet, I was like,
you know, I'm out now. I'm safe.
Oh, are you? Are you in your?
Yeah, I locked the door of my bedroom. Now we're good.
There you go. Moving on up. How old is your youngest?
1.
Oh, wow. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy
1 and
shit.
4. Yeah. So I got an instigator and I got a follower. It's just constant chaos.
Have you hit your kid yet?
I've definitely thought about it, but you know, no. Yeah. Jury's still out. Get with me next week. Some guy on Twitter thinks I was. He was like, Fax is like neglecting and beating his kids while he does his show. And I was like, yeah, the little one kept getting under the table, so I had to keep kicking him until he shut up. Gotta play into it. Well, with that being said, 9 o'clock's coming up. We got the Unrelated show with Jackson from Australia and Tim Smith coming up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Hello, Jackson. How are you?
Quinn, thanks for hopping on. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks,
boys.
Absolutely. Great show, everybody. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll see y'all next week. All right.
Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show. But it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans. 'Cause nobody had any better plans. make